Hello everyone, myself Pooja Sharma. This is class 9 Political Science lesson 2, what is democracy, why democracy. In this video we will discuss frequently asked question of this chapter. So let's start. First question is, what is democracy? Why is it considered to be the best form of government? So democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people that take all the major decisions. So that is democracy. Why it is considered as the best form of government? Because it improves the quality of decision making. It provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. It enhances the dignity of citizen. So that's why it considered the best form of government rather than the other government. Our second question is, explain the features of democracy. There are many features of democracy. In that, first is, a democracy must be based on a free and fair elections, where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing also. Holding elections of any kind is not sufficient. The elections must offer of one kind is not sufficient. The elections must offer a real choice between political alternatives, and it should be possible for people to use this choice to remove the existing rulers if they wish so. And second feature is, a democratic government rules within limits set by constitutional law and citizens rights. A democratic government can't do whatever it's like simply because it has won an election. It has to respect some basic rules. In particular, it has to respect some guarantees to the minorities. Major decision has to grow through a series of consultant to each other. Third feature is, in a democracy, each adult citizen must have one vote, and each vote have one value. So in democracy is based on a fundamental principle of political equality. So this is the third feature of democracy. And our fourth feature, so these are the main three features of the democracy. Now our third question is, differentiate between democratic and non-democratic countries. What is democratic and what are non-democratic? What are the differentiation between each other? That is, people have political rights in democratic government or country. They take part in an election process on the basis of universal adult franchise. But if we can see in the non-democratic country, people do not enjoy political rights, or they have very limited rights. Universal adult franchise is a dream in non-democratic country. There are free and fair election in democratic country. People participate in elections without any restriction. But in a non-democratic country, elections are not held in a free and a fair manner. People face many restriction in non-democratic country. Democratic country is accountable and responsive to the needs of the people, but in non-democratic country it is not accountable to the people, and it less responsive to their needs. um, in democratic country, people participate in the functioning of the government and decision making process directly and indirectly. But in non democratic country, people are not allowed to participate in decision making process. They have no way or no say in the running of the government. In democratic country, it enhances the dignity of an individuals, and it based on the principle of political equality. But in a non-democratic government, people enjoy no individual liberty, dignity, and political equality. They are suppressed from these things. So now next question is explain these following. These are the 1 mark question that comes in the examination many times. That is, what is rule of law? That the rule of law is a system of governance in which a society adopt or maintains a set of goods, just and fair law by which it and its government will be governed. So that is rule of law. And the rule of law requires the government to exercise its power in accordance with well established and clearly written rules, regulations, and legal principles. So next is respect for rights. What is respect for rights? In a democracy, every citizen has certain basic rights, that the state can't taken away from them. These rights are internationally recognized and guaranteed. Everyone has the right to have their own beliefs, including their religious beliefs, and to say and write what they think. Everyone has the right to seek different sources of information and ideas. Everyone has the right to associate with the other people and to form and join organization of their own choice, including trade unions. Everyone has the right to assemble and to protest government actions. However, citizens have an obligations to exercise these rights peacefully with respect for the law and for the right of others. Third, that is political equality. What is political equality? Democracy is based on the principle of political equality, which recognize that the poorest and the least educated have the some status as the rich and the educated. In a democracy, each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote have one value. So this is the political equality in democratic country. Fifth question is explain the basic principle of democracy. So what are the basic principles of democracy? First is sovereignty of the people, and that is the first principle of democracy. That means people have supreme right to make decision on internal as well as external matters. And second principle is rulers are elected, and democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people only. Third principle is free and fair election. A democracy is based on a free and fair election where those current in power have a free fair chance of losing also. Fourth is equality of rights. In a democracy, people have equal political rights. Each adult has one vote and each vote has one value. Fifth principle is limits set by the constitution. The exercise of choice of opportunities leads to a government limited by basic rules of the constitution and citizens rights. So these are the basic principle of democracy. Now sixth question is describe merits of democracy. There are some merits of democracy. That is, first, government of the people. Democracy is the rule of the people, for the people, by the people. It is a form of government in which rulers are elected by the people. So whatsoever the government in the country, that is made and done by the people only. So this is the first advantage of the democracy. Second is equality. Democracy is based on the principle of equality. Each adult citizen, irrespective of caste, creed, status, all has one vote and each vote has one value. A third advantage is liberty. There are no unreasonable restriction on the citizen in what they think, how they wish to express their thought, and the way they wish to follow up their thoughts into action. Fourth advantage is democracy enhance the dignity of citizen. Democracy enhance the dignity of citizen, that they have their some political equalities. So that's why they have their own self respect. Fifth advantage is democracy improve the quality of decision making. Democracy is based on consultation and discussion, so people get chance to raise questions. It improves the quality of decision making. Now our next question is, what is describe the demerits of democracy, means what are the disadvantages of democracy? Because if democracy have advantages, so it have disadvantages also. So there are many disadvantages of democracy. So one argument we hear against democracy is that leaders keep on changing in it. This leads to instability in the country. New leaders may change or undo the decision taken by their procedures. So it is the disadvantage of the democracy. In a democracy, it is not easy to arrive at quick decision. Many people are to be consulted in decision making, so long discussion and debates are time consuming. They lead to unnecessary delays, so it is also the disadvantage. Democracy is all about political competition and power play. There is no scope for morality and honest dealing. Self interest and immediate gain became more important than social or national interest. Leaders Elected leaders do not often know the best interest of the people who have elected them. So this is also the disadvantage. The electoral competition in a democracy often leads to corruption or corrupt practice. Democracy goes by majority rule or judgment, but majority consists of many ignorant poor people in a developing nation, and they may not know what is good for them or what steps are needed to be taken for social welfare. So these are the disadvantage, or you can say demerit, of democracy. Now our next question is, explain, eighth question, explain the meaning of representative democracy. How is it significant in contemporary world? If we are talking about the representative democracy, that when the majority of people rule through their elected representative, that is known as representative democracy. The most common form that democracy takes in our time is that a representative democracy. In a democracy, all the people do not rule, and direct rule by the people is not possible. So that time we will take representative for behalf of that. So in a democracy, the majority is allowed to take decision on behalf of all the people. Even the majority does not rule directly, it rules through its elected representative. A representative democracy becomes necessary in a modern democracies comprise a large number of people. It is physically impossible for them to sit together at a place and take a collective decision. Even if they could sit together, all the citizens do not have the time, means the same, they are not have the same vacant time or desire or skill to take part in all the decisions. That time we are required the representative. So that's why in the modern democracy, mostly we are accepting representative democracy in the country. Now our next question 9, that is, why Pakistan under General Pervez Musharraf should not be called a democracy. Explain this thing with a reason. So if we will talk about Pakistan, the non-democratic country in Pakistan under General Pervez Musharraf, had that General Pervez Musharraf led a military coup in October 1999, which overthrew a democratically elected government and declared himself the chief executive of the country. He changed his designation from the chief executive to the president of the country. In 2002, he held a referendum in the country that guaranteed him a 5-year extensions, but the referendum was based on malpractice and fraud. He amended the constitution of Pakistan by a legal framework order in 2002. According to it, the president can dismiss the national or provisional assemblies. Pakistan had elections, elected representatives had some powers, but they could not take the final decision the final power rested with the military officers and General Musharraf himself. So we can see that these things or these steps are not included in the democratic country. That's why we can say um, Pakistan under General Pervez Musharraf should not be called a democratic country. Okay, now our last question is, free and fair electoral competition is a must for democratic conditions in a country. So justify the statement. So free and fair election is uh, is must in a democratic country. Yes, I completely agree with the statement that free and fair electoral competition is must for democratic conditions in a country, because regular, free and fair electoral competition provides incentives to political parties and leaders. A democracy is based on a free and fair election where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing also. An election offers a real choice between political alternatives. People have choice to remove the existing rulers. Like example in China, the election does not offer the people any serious choice. They have to choose the only ruling party and the candidates approved by it only. So the government is always formed by the Communist Party. So there is no free and fair electoral competition. People are not have a fair choices of the candidates also. So how we can say that that China is also a democratic country at that time? So free and fair electoral competition is must in democratic country. Okay, I hope all the important question is clear. So now come our chapter in this chapter's important question is completed. Thank you everyone.